So essentially, we're just concluding with the interior office view, and all I did is went through the material family, introduced these light fixtures, and essentially on my render settings, all I did is went to my exposure control here and checked my sun and artificial light here, and when it came in, it was a little blown out. So I went to adjust exposure, and I moved this up and down. If you want to reset it to default, 9's pretty good. If you want it to be darker and less blown out, you can go ahead and go here. And if you want your scene to be more blue, you'd go to cooler. If you want it to be more like redder tones, you go to warmer there. And what I would do is I would render this out, and I would save this JPEG here, and I would bring it into Photoshop and use it as a template, and start putting people in, start putting paintings in, stuff like that, just so that I can get started on placement of people. Because sometimes if you do interior views, like commercially, you have to Photoshop like 50 people in there and put shadows in there. So it really is a time saver if you just get a quick template and then start to Photoshop over that template. So go ahead and export it. Go ahead and go to PNG. I already have one here, but my friend Magali told me that I wasn't recording like a mental. So I'm going to go ahead and just save over it. It's cool. And for the last example in Revit, I just want to go quickly over how to do an animation. And it's pretty simple. You could just go here to the drop down. So first you'll go to the level where you want to go. You go to your walkthrough, and you start where you want to go. And so every time you click, it's a keyframe. Okay? So you want your keyframes to be as much as you can, because it gives you more editability. So it makes the walkthrough more malleable. So you go ahead and click, 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 click. And so I can click here and then just click here, right? But what happens if I click here and then I go all the way over here, look what happens. Like, it's not a real smooth turn. So what I would do is I'd click a couple more times, and then now I can go straight. Okay? Okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go to Edit Walkthrough, and I'm going to start at my first frame. So see how, like, I'm going to click here. Oops. Hold on, I don't want to do that. So now it's gone, right? What do? I go to its frame. So it's here on walkthroughs, right? And I have to click the actual frame itself, and then go to, I think it was like level 2. Thank you very much. My brain's starting to slow down. And I'm going to start, I want to edit it, okay? So I'm going to click this, edit walkthrough, and I want to start at frame 1, and I want to edit my walkthrough, but I want to, so here's all my keyframes, right? So if I kick it, do you want to, no. So essentially what I want to do, like, is I could go to, sorry, I'm dropping the ball here. So let's take a look at it first. Let's take a look at what's going on, and then we'll edit it from there. Okay? So now that I'm in this view here, I can click it, go to edit walkthrough, and press play. Okay? And it's like, oh, wow, look. Your boss is like, damn, you're so smart. How do you do an animation? I'm going to give you a 50 cents raise. um, and so essentially, this is your walkthrough here, right? Um, and what you could do is you could speed it up, you could slow it down. Here, let's see, where is it? So here's your frames. Um, stupid thing right here. And where is this thing? Sorry, guys. Properties. It's missing a tab. So let me go to level 2. Click this here. Edit my walkthrough. Here we go. So I want to, if I wanted to add a keyframe, remove a keyframe, um, move this path, if I want to like move it around, maybe it was something I didn't want to end it here. I wanted to end it over here. Oops. So that's that there. If I wanted to add a keyframe, just go ahead and go here. If I want to remove a keyframe, go bam, bam. Okay. And so let me go ahead and just let me view it real fast. I want to show you guys how to export it. Okay. So to actually press play, you have to press edit walkthrough. Right? Okay, stopped it. And so how you render it out is you will have to go here to export, and it'll give you this images and animations, and you go to walkthrough, and it says, have you saved blah 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 blah? I saved project, and then this little dialog comes up, right? And it tells you how do you want us to render it? What dimensions do you want us to render it at? I would recommend keeping it relatively slow because it's like you're rendering and you're each frame, right? So I would, and you can even render each frame. So say for instance you finish your model, finish your rendering, do a quick animation, and you could render this out. But I would recommend doing it on wireframe first, checking it out, seeing if it's smooth, and if it's not smooth, add some keyframes or take out keyframes. Then once you're like, I like it, it looks great, render it out here. Press OK. And then here on my desktop, I'll just say this. Save it as an AVI. Otherwise, if you do any of these other formats, what it'll do is it'll save a bunch of different JPEGs, and you have to put it together in Premiere or another video, editing software. You can go to options here. It'll bring you back exactly to where you were if you want. So I'm saving it. You can save it as uncompressed or any of these different compressed files. Typically, if I have an animation, I usually put like music to it, and I'll string them together, and I'll connect them with renderings in between in Premiere. So you would save this as an uncompressed file. If you're not, you could just save it as any of these others. And what it does is it compresses the file and it makes it smaller. For now, I'm going to keep it uncompressed. Press OK. And it'll render quickly because I just did it on wireframe. And this will be a way to wow your clients and just do a quick walkthrough. You could do vertical walkthroughs too as well. You just have to start the drawing command in like a section view, and then connect them and add different sections. Like so, you would do start the walk in level 1, and then do a section and add keyframes on the section, and then add more keyframes on level 2. They'll all connect, but you have to make sure the keyframes are connected. So this is looking good, real simple, real quick and easy. It's probably going to only take, you know, a minute to render, and we just kind of showed them how it looks. And what you could also do is you could have in your environment. So right now it's gonna, if you did a rendering, you'll render all blue skies. But if you wanted to, you could put an image in the background of just like a beautiful horizon with clouds, right? And what it'll do is every direction that the camera moves, it'll continuously move that background so that it's flush. It's tangent to, or not tangent. My brain's starting not to work. It's perpendicular to your camera, so it'll never like flip flat, so you can see it as a thin plane. So that's that there in just animation to close this up Revit session up. I'm going to go ahead and save this, and we're going to open up Photoshop and do an interior and exterior view as a quick practice to show a couple tricks on Photoshop.